Alright guys, really quick video this time. So far we've talked about how the kidneys work. We've talked about how you make urine and how you excrete it. And then what hormones control the amount of urine we make. In the last lesson, I mentioned a hormone called aldosterone, and I said it was part of the Raas system. Let's just dive into that a little bit more. So at the beginning of the glomulus, there's a special type of cell called the juxtaglomerular cell. These cells make up what's called the juxtaglomerular apparatus, which is like a pressure sensor for the kidney. So the idea is the kidney can't filter blood unless it's going through at a certain blood pressure, certain pressure. And with that pressure, it can force out the chemicals and electrolytes and fluids into the glomerular capsule. If the pressure is too low, the fluid just floats on past and it doesn't actually get filtered. So no urine gets created, no sodium gets moved around, the kidney just doesn't work. So pro tip for my nurses in the room, and I guess my paramedics, urine production is a great way to tell if the kidneys are working, and if the kidneys are working, your other organs are probably still getting blood. So if you have a patient who's in some type of shock, look at their urine output as well as their blood pressure. That'll tell you how their kidneys and other organs are probably doing. So this juxtaglomerular apparatus, its job is to react when the pressure in the kidneys gets too low. And it does this by releasing a chemical called renin. Alright, so this is the Raas system. Renin, angiotensin, aldosterone. So there's a few steps to get it to the end of this process, so just follow along with me. Renin mixes with a compound called angiotensinogen, which is created by the liver and just floats around in the blood. The renin turns the angiotensinogen into angiotensin 1, which by itself does nothing, it just kind of chills. But there's an enzyme that's found in the lungs called ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme. And that takes angiotensin 1 and turns it to angiotensin 2. So angiotensin 2 is the real hero. This is what the whole Raas system is about. It causes a variety of effects that cause the body's blood pressure to increase. Specifically, it causes your arterioles to constrict, it causes the adrenals to make that aldosterone, and then it causes that proximal convoluted tubule to increase how much sodium we're holding on to, which decreases urine but increases our blood pressure. So these steps cause the body to hold on to more water, which in turn bring up our blood pressure. Think of it like the body trying to fix hypovolemia or low fluid. This is an easy system, it works well, it lasts for a long time, but there's some problems with it. So the problem is the kidney's a little selfish, it wants to perfuse itself, and it's not as well connected to what else is going on in the body as, say, our brain is. It's also, like I said, the kidney's actions are kind of slow and they last a lot longer. So remember when we talked about endocrine versus nervous system communication. Alright, so here's an example about why the Raas system isn't always good. So you're a student and you're in this anatomy course. It's an asynchronous course, it's short, it's condensed, and we're getting close to finals. That means there's a big exam coming soon. You're getting stressed out. You're also probably getting ready to start a new program, which means you might be moving to Charlottetown or at least moving home or moving away from home, so it might be your first time living alone. It's a lot of new things, a lot of stress, I get it. Things are getting pretty hectic. So what happens when we get stress? Our sympathetic system kicks in. It causes our blood vessels to constrict, and it pulls blood away from our organs to our muscles. Specifically, it's going to pull blood away from the kidneys. But wait a second, the kidneys want that blood. So when that juxtaglomerular apparatus loses the blood and loses that blood pressure, it turns on the Raas system to try and fix it. This ends up making our blood pressure go even higher and compounding the effects of the nervous system. For a short-term stress, it's not a big deal. The parasympathetic will kick in and calm everything back down. But if this is a long-term stress, if you have chronic stresses or a really stressful job or anxiety and you're always stressed out, this Raas system can actually start to work against you and lead to things like high blood pressure, which increases your risk of other diseases like a heart attack and stroke. Kind of see how everything got connected there? Now, I'm not trying to say that the anatomy course is going to give you a heart attack or a stroke, but chronic stress and chronic high blood pressure can be a really serious thing, and understanding how the body is affected by it is a great way to understand how to fix it.